Exclusivity, Dylan.
Look what we've come across here. I was just gonna go down backwards.
Am I?
Excited to do this. You know?
Alright, you need to get really close to like the action.
Yeah, like this is... You're trekking through this jungle.
Trekking.
No one's ever been.
Is it a spark on you?
No.
No, it's my own hair. Don't worry guys, it's just my own hair.
I'm just...
So...
How are the theatrics? Just taking the theatrics to the next level. You could just walk down normal.
Watch the air turn as you breathe. Yellow morning feeling up your eyes, waking up the life in me. You set my soul on fire, you pull my heartbeat toward the sun.
We've just come through this little bush here, little scallywag bush, and we got some little huts. Yeah, this is the Sea Gypsy Resort play area there, but look at the beach. This would be uncomfortable to anchor in. Anyway, there's some stonker waves and they're breaking too close to shore, but it'd be good to sup them. Try and sup those bad boys. I feel like the landscape, like the beaches, the trees have changed. Yeah, and the camera. What do you think? Do you think it's all changed? Like the trees, like there's different types of pines and
it's a different...
The trees are different.
On this side. Hey, look, there's a shower on the tree.
It's a different vibe. You get more of a first world sort of resorty, half rustic sort of vibe from these little resorts.
You go down onto a bloody tree trunk. You get a tree trunk up your butt.
Yeah, that's what they want. They got a little tap up top, straight down onto that there. Nah, I'd say this is eroded away. People used to slippery dip down into there, I suppose. So we're here on this beach, and it seems like there's been a storm here many years ago or something that's just...
Yeah, the whole place is like abandoned, and there's like fallen trees and ruined buildings and like completely exposed concrete foundations and concrete slabs, like there used to be housing or bungalows or something on them.
Yeah, so we're going to look that up and see what's going on here.
Yeah, we'll do a bit of Googling and voiceover. Now, hati hati. Per hati hati.
We couldn't find any information online to explain the state of the beach, so we asked the staff what had happened on the western side of the island. They told us the damage was due to a big storm that had hit the island just 2 weeks prior, but we're thinking the rubbish was here all along. As we continued adventuring across the island, it became apparent that Pulau Sibu is a holiday destination for Singaporeans. However, because it was the off season, we couldn't find much going on. Just lots of rubbish, a small convenience store and a fast boat back to mainland Malaysia. This is a good time to mention that in our experience, most of the island resorts in the east coast of Malaysia are foreign owned and operated. We often found ourselves chatting with a young backpacker with whom we had a lot in common. Back at the boat, we decided to take off in search of our own secluded patch of paradise, and boy did we find it.
Nearly impossible to see, but we're going to head over to this island over here called Tinggi. There's a lot of smoke around lately. There's also another island, or that could be the mainland over there. But the sun's out today, and there's a minute amount of wind. I don't believe there's going to be much sailing happening. So we'll go have a look at this other island, and then from there we'll probably stay there for tonight, and then from there we're going to go to Tinggi. So yes, let's crack on with it. Goodbye, Sibu! We haven't really towed the dinghy for a long time. Last time we towed it was in Belatung, and we deflated one side underway, and it wasn't a good time. I had to jump back into the dinghy and pump it back up because we popped the valve off with some wood that we're having a fire with. So yeah, we're on our way. It's only 6 nautical miles, so nice cruisy motor over there, and we'll see how we go. I've read that there's it's a lot of coral rubble in this northern anchorage, which is hard to get good holding with your anchor, and there's a protected anchorage on the south, but we've got most of the day still to suss all these spots out, so I'm not too concerned about that. We just want to get over there to start with, and then find a spot along the coast nice and protected.
I gotta say, it's nice to be back in bikinis and sarongs. Like, you can't really live in that in the marina because everyone's wearing normal clothes. But when you're like out on anchor, it's totally acceptable attire. So it's so comfortable, and it's so much more breezy to be wearing way less than it is to be wearing like normal person clothes in the marina with no breeze. So we are about halfway across the strait now, between Pulau Sibu and Pulau Tinggi. Pretty much every time we're ever on passage, we're always like having some philosophical conversation about the world. Oh, now we're talking about import taxes on yacht parts
in Bali.
We were just kind of speaking about like the perfect cruiser boat and what we would have in it and how it would be set up and the lessons we've learned in the past year.
And we're thinking that if we were to buy again, you'd think of the boat as if it's not a recreational craft that you're going to take out on the weekend sailing, you know, and you want to grab those lines, you want to not have anything electric, you know, that's something you want to do on the weekend. But if it's your house and you're always sailing it and you're always using, you want things to be easy, you want electric winches, that's in our opinion. Yeah, you want your life to be as easy as possible because there's so many other things going on that the added stress of anything boat related, you want it to be as smooth as possible. Simple and smooth. Simple but effective.
But it's a really beautiful day, no wind, which I think Dylan mentioned earlier. It's like 7 knots, and I think that's the wind that we're making along the way. But it's there's enough breeze to keep us cool, not like the other day, it was so hot. And the sun's out and the skies are blue and there's like just little bits of cloud around, and we didn't go for a snorkel where we just were in Pulau Sibu. I was feeling a bit off this morning. I feel really guilty. It's like we're desensitized to all these places that we come to now, and yeah, I feel guilty for not getting in the water, but I wasn't feeling myself, so you know, we're always going to hit that spot on the way back. And we were talking to the guys in the resort yesterday afternoon. We had a couple of beers, and they said that these island groups around here are quite famous for their coral. not necessarily their fish life, so not big schools of fish or big pelagics or anything, but healthy, vibrant coral. So I think this afternoon I'm going to get in the water here at Tinggi. And if it's not too windy, I might jump on the sup and go for a little sup around. We'll see. We just came around the north point of the island. I apologise, we didn't have the camera out. I was at the front on watch just looking out for any shallow patches, and Dylan was at the helm. But we kind of spotted this tiny little alcove, white sand beach, and a little local fishing boat had just kind of, you know, hooned in there, did something and then left again. And then we kind of came around the corner and slowly came into that tiny little bay, tiny little beach, you know, bright white sand, super blue water. And from a distance, I couldn't figure out what was all over the beach, like not on the sand, but like behind the sand, like in the shrub kind of, in the rocks. Couldn't figure out what it was. And as we inched in closer, we realized that it was rubbish, bagged rubbish. So all different, like, you know, pink and yellow, like garbage bags full of rubbish. The whole beach, like, oh my God. And we don't know for sure, but we're of the belief that that local boat, that's what they were doing there. They weren't, I mean, why else did they come in for 5 minutes and then dinghy in, do something on the beach and dinghy out?
Yeah, that wasn't stuff that's washed up.
That was purposely placed rubbish. I don't know if they come along and burn it. I didn't see, the beach didn't look black. The dunes didn't look black like they do burn-offs. I think, I hate to say it, but I think that that's their garbage dump, and they just dinghy it around out of sight on some northern beach, and the tide comes up and washes it away. And that breaks my heart. And I just think, like, how does the world stand a chance when we exist polluting it? Like, it's ridiculous. I can't believe that we are capable of shit like this. You know, in 2019, with such social awareness of this issue, it's pretty heartbreaking to see them intentionally coming around the corner, dumping their rubbish, you know, just above the tide mark, which, you know, the tides will creep up and it will get washed out to sea and we'll just continue to choke the ocean. How do you feel about that, Dylan?
Pretty shitty. Just puts me in a bad mood.
Puts me in a bad mood too. It's very, very sad. So we're just kind of stoking out some anchorages. What are we on, the northwest side at the moment?
Yeah.
So we're over on the northwest side, just trying to figure out where the most protection is and kind of keep us away from the Rowe. And it's just really, really pretty. I don't know if you can see it. It's kind of hidden behind this peak now, but there's a really, like, prominent, sharp volcanic peak on this island. And it looks extremely fertile. Like, it's lush and green and vibrant, and there's palm trees going all the way up the hillside. The colour of the water is beautiful, and there's like a little sandy patch kind of up ahead that we can see on our offline maps app. So we're just gonna, yeah, suss it out. I mean, it's not too bad in here.
No.
As we get closer and closer. Do you think the other side will be exposed or just not as pretty? Just around the tip, or you're not sure about
it'll probably be still pretty over there.
But a bit more exposed?
No, not exposed.
Just the bottom.
Just the bottom. But
so what app are you using on that at the moment? What's that app?
Offline, all-in-one offline map, and then iSailor, and then CMaps.
Yeah.
Just a variety.
We use a variety, but yeah, at the moment I don't know, you're not going to be able to see that screen, but yeah, we're using all-in-one offline maps, which provides satellite image, like really good quality satellite image with the GPS tracker, so we can kind of spot like bommies and reef patches and sand patches, which is what we're after. It kind of gives us a bit of extra peace of mind when we're coming into an anchorage that isn't marked, that we don't have in any pilot books or anything. Gives us more confidence coming in, being able to drop the pick. But yeah, it's very, very beautiful.
Beautiful here, eh?
Yeah, I'm loving it. We're on our second, we've already tried to set our anchor twice, unsuccessfully. Dylan's just gone to check out what the bottom is before we decide whether we should just go to the southern anchorage. Coral rubble?
Ah, it's sand.
Alright, we'll try again. We're just having trouble setting it.
It's just hard sand, hard packed sand.
Okay.
maybe the fortress would have a better time. So I don't know, what's that say though? We should probably read that before we...
Well, it's in another language. There's also a red warning sign over there. I don't know, maybe it's because it's a marine park. This might be a no anchor zone.
Swimming to the anchor. I'm going to try and push it down, see if it wants to set, see why it's not setting. Just normal life, you know?
Just everyday stuff.
Things you do for the anchorages that you're in.
Be curious to know what the warning sign says. Warning, portal to another world. If you anchor here, you might end up on... What's wrong?
I'm pulling out every flipper but my own.
It's the way the world works. So yeah, anchor hasn't set, we're just kind of holding on the weight of our chain.
You just make sure we don't move back too much on your back.
So when we start to reverse back, I put the anchor watch on and that puts a little GPS mark on our iSailor, and then we back up on that chain, and then we kind of, you can see our swing radius, we always like swinging to the left or to the right of that reverse anchored line. So we're staying where we need to be staying for that. There's a little bit of wind around, but nothing too much. Yeah, Dylan's just gonna see, I don't know why it's not setting, because he said it's sand, or at least it's hard sand. So yeah, we'll see. You can see that in my shadow. So that's our anchor there, where we dropped anchor, and then that's where we reverse back. And then this is where we're kind of swinging at the moment. So we'll see. We'll see what he reckons. Success!
Success!
Thanks, Dill. I appreciate you jumping in the water. Do you want a towel?
You're right. Thank you.
Sama-sama!
Watch the air turn as you breathe. Yellow morning feeling up your eyes, waking up the life in me. You set my soul on fire, you pull my heartbeat toward the sun. Eyes open, you call my heartbeat into love.
These boys.
No. They're sand flies.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting eaten alive.
Oh, are they bites?
Yeah, they've been biting all over my legs.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
I mean, it's got the end of it.
So this anchorage here, we didn't even plan this one, and it wasn't in any books, or any guide or pilot books, and they're usually the good ones. I suppose it's not very often that it's this flat and calm around these parts, and that's probably why this place is accessible right now, is because it's so flat here. It's just flat calm. So that is the reason for us being able to anchor here this time. There seems to be a little building here. Maybe there used to be a resort. Let's have a look. Yeah, an abandoned building. It's pretty sad. It seems to go a fair way back. There's a lot of them around here. Not sure if they're just old resorts that just didn't take off, or I'm very interested to know what went on there. especially in a beautiful place like this. Look at this bay. This bay is pristine. Now you can see at the north side of this bay here how high this little mountain ridge is here. There's Blue Moon anchored there.
This beach is
Just beautiful.
Huh?
Just beautiful.
Yeah, but look at it. Look at the rubbish.
Oh, it's not as bad as some beaches. Compared to some, this isn't too bad.
What's this?
Look at this, Loz.
What is it?
It's like a little stingray
I
sort
didn't know they had shells.
of. Me neither. It looks like shell, doesn't it? It could be a dead one, but it's like,
Maybe it's their skin.
it feels plastic. Have a feel.
It does. It's not though. You can see all the little hairs on it. What is it? We'll ask Instagram later. What is this? What is it?
So the beach has come to an end because there's sandflies everywhere. That's the real reason we're packing up. We're gonna sit and watch the sunset, but you know how it is. There's that many sandflies here that it's unbearable. Loz!
How can I try to explain? When I do, he turns away again. It's always been the same old story.
The simple act of taking time to leave us a comment demonstrates our journey resonates with so many of you. Each and every one of you has enabled and inspired us to pick up the camera and share our story, like many sailors before us. Our greatest hope is that we have inspired others to do something that tests the ego, challenges relationships, enables personal growth, and ultimately brings true joy and fulfillment. If there's one thing we hoped our sailing channel would achieve, it's showing others you don't have to be special, talented, highly trained, or filthy rich to follow your dreams. Thanks for tuning in and joining us in another episode of Sailing Blue Moon. Since our episodes will no longer be released like clockwork each Wednesday, now is a good opportunity to remind you to subscribe if you haven't already. If you'd like to be notified when we do release our episodes from now on, it's best if you take this moment to click that cute little bell down at the bottom right of this video. Go! Right, so now that that's done, you'll be reminded when the next episode is out.
Join us next week. We set sail for Palau Timan, have some fun along the way, and explore the beautiful jungle the island has to offer.
Sailing Blue Moon videos are made possible by our patrons and viewers just like you. If you'd like to support our content creation while receiving perks in return, you might consider becoming a patron.
If you enjoy our content, you can help us out by liking this video and subscribing if you haven't already. Don't forget to click the bell to the right to be notified of new episodes. We'd also love to hear from you, the viewer, so hit us up in the comments below.
Yeah, we do. Oh no, keep looking out.